Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Zamots podcast, where we focus on faith, family, fitness, finances, and friendships. Today, we're going to be reading from Romans chapter 5, verse 1, and it says, "Therefore, since we have been justified through faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ, through whom we have gained access by faith into this grace which we now stand, and we boast in the hope of the glory of God." Amen.
Amen.
What's up, family? Hope y'all are all doing well. Welcome back to the Zamots podcast.
Yeah.
Or welcome. Maybe welcome or welcome back. Depending on who you are and if you visited before. Our podcast is all about the 5 pillars of life. We believe the 5 pillars of life are faith, family, fitness, finances, and friendships. Mm-hmm. We believe that those are the most important areas of our life. And if we have all of those areas taken care of and upkept, then the rest of our life will be much easier to, maintain. So that being said, my wife and I were having a conversation recently.
Always.
Yeah, we were having a conversation recently. You want to tell them what our conversation was about?
Yeah. Hey, y'all.
This is my wife. Her name is Deja. Her last name is Zamot, because my last name is Zamot.
That's not what you call me.
She's my wife.
Okay. So what's my name?
Your name is Zamot. Your name is Deja, but you're my bride.
Everybody, I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is like across the board. Like, your significant other calls you by your name, it's just like, what's the issue? What's the problem? Like, you trying to get my attention, you calling me by my government.
Yeah. I should have called you by your name yesterday. My wife had an attitude yesterday. We about to talk about it. She had an attitude yesterday. Go. Yeah. She had an attitude yesterday because she articulated something to me in a way that I didn't understand. So when she articulated it to me, I responded in a way that was based on what she had said. And she didn't like my response, but I didn't like her articulation. Okay, so she had an attitude. Okay.
I didn't have an attitude.
You did.
I was irritated.
Is that not the same thing?
No, because if I have an attitude, I'm not talking to you. Like, I'm not really trying to be on the phone with you. I'm not trying to kiki with you. I'm not trying to give you a hug. I'm not trying to give you a kiss if I have an attitude. That's just keeping it real. I was irritated. I was still able to laugh and talk and do all the things that we do. I was irritated with you. I didn't have an attitude. I wasn't angry. I wasn't upset. I was annoyed and irritated.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was irritated too.
Because the thing about it is, when he's annoyed, y'all, he can't be annoyed. So he's going to keep poking the bear. Like, all that I need a minute, it's okay if he's not annoyed by the situation. But the moment he becomes irritated about what's going on, or like whatever we're going back and forth on, you're charming. So you waggle your way in there when I'm like, I don't know, I'm processing it.
I gotta get down to the bottom of things. Like, I don't like letting stuff linger. I used to let stuff linger a lot in my younger days. And when I mean,
my younger days.
Yeah, I mean,
are
mentally.
We to that point?
Well, I mean mentally younger. Okay, in my less mature. Oh, excuse me. Wow. In my less mature days, I was I used to let stuff linger, and I realized there's a scientific law known as the law of entropy. And the law of entropy says anything left to itself tends to move more and more towards disorder. Okay? That's anything. Okay? So if you just let stuff linger, right, whatever it may be, like you have an irritation, you have something that you need to say to somebody, you have clothes that you need to wash, right? If you just let stuff linger and you don't do anything about it, it gets worse. It doesn't progressively get better. It progressively gets worse. Like everything. So that being said, since I learned that, I just changed my thinking, and I want to address the issue head on, and I don't want to stop addressing the issue until it's no longer an issue. So that's the issue.
That's always the conflict, because I'm like, I need time to process it, and I need time to not just blurt out an answer to you. That's kind of like me being the type of person back in the day. It's like, if you ask me to do something and I feel like it's not gonna kill me or it's not gonna harm me, I'm gonna automatically say yes.
Yeah.
But then when the day and the time comes, I'm just like, damn, I probably should have thought about that, because I did take into account I had to work 7 days straight, and I have to do this and I have to do that, and now I did took on this other thing because I simply did take a moment to process my thoughts, process my feelings, to be able to respond. Now, back in the day, you ask me something, I'm gonna respond whatever comes at the top of my head.
Right.
And when I'm able to think back on, I'm like, dang, that's not what I meant. I meant this, but we just had a whole argument and a blowout over me just responding. Yeah. So no, I'm processing, or I don't have an answer for you right now.
That's good.
Because if the answer I give you is gonna be BS, and me knowing my husband and the type of person you are, if I haven't processed or I'm not fully able to give you a 100% answer, that's gonna cause you to be even more irritated, because you asked me something, I gave you an answer, and then the answer ended up changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about, listen, marriage is a sanctifying process.
Yeah.
Okay? It's to make you better, not to make you happy. And
you can have happiness in it. Okay.
That's true. You can have happiness in it. But that's not its purpose. Right? Yeah. Its purpose is to sanctify you. Right? You're supposed to become a better person while you're in your marriage, if you're doing it the right way, the way God says to do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. What
was your point of bringing that up?
Well, my point of bringing that up is my wife had an attitude, and
what I just say? What did I?
Okay, I'm sorry. My wife was irritated.
Thank you.
Your wife was irritated. I was irritated, but we here. and we doing and our children are here as well, apparently.
Yeah. What do you mean apparently? They're always
they're right here.
Anyways, y'all, so after that interruption and that long tangent for whatever reason.
It's very relevant. It wasn't a tangent. It's very relevant to
for whatever reason.
What are we talking about today, sweetheart?
We're talking about cheating. Are you a cheater? Have you been cheated on?
Wow, straight to it.
Straight to it. No need to play no games. So no, me and my husband right here, John Daniel Zamot, we were having a conversation. Don't remember what day, but it was a day. And I was telling him about how I've been watching my therapist, Dr. Shine Bryant. Thank you so much for being my therapist. I appreciate it. But anyways, she was doing a segment. Don't know the name. If I'm able to find it, I'll put it in the description. But anyway, she was basically speaking on how she constantly has to explain to people that she is a single woman, but she counsels married people. And when she counsels married people, she's not counseling their marriage. She's counseling the individual people. Most of the time when you're in a relationship, when you're in a marriage, I'll have my foot on it, my bad. When you're in a relationship in a marriage, it's two people becoming one. But if those two people are broken, you're in a marriage and you're still operating as if you're not. So she was clarifying on that's what she does with marriage counseling. Like she counsels each person individually so that one person by yourself, you can be whole and complete. And one of the people that she was counseling, pretty much the woman ended up cheating on her husband, who they had been together for 16 years. They got 3 kids together. And she said she cheated because she vocalized and she expressed most of the times that she wasn't being fulfilled emotionally. She was being neglected, and only pretty much paid attention to is whenever he wanted sex from her. And she said even sex became off the table because he would make time for pretty much make time for everyone but her. Their relationship had hit that patch. And she vocalized it, kept vocalizing it, and pretty much nothing changed. She continued to do the same thing. She hit a breaking point, and then she ended up stepping out of their marriage with somebody, and she said in the process of her doing it, she didn't feel as bad because that's all that she wanted was that emotional thing. Now, for a woman, okay, let's listen up. When you appeal to a woman's emotional needs, sexually, she's going to automatically submit to you.
Mm.
Like, that the dude that she stepped out, her side piece, basically,
Mm-hmm.
he satisfied the emotional need, knowing that she was married, knowing that he can satisfy this need because at the end of the day, he just wants sex. And for her, you satisfy that emotional need. So I'm willing and I'm open to give you sex because of that, you know? So yeah, then me and you, that's just to give the story and the background on how we got to this topic and why we addressing it with y'all today. So I got a question for you, Sugar.
What's up, sweetheart?
But did you want to say something about like the whole spill of story? Or it's pretty clear?
I want to hear your question first.
Okay. So is there a better way to be cheated on?
Is there a better way to be cheated on?
Yeah. Well, first, I'm sorry. I'm jumping too fast. What is cheating?
Bingo. Can we go to the dictionary?
I already got that right there.
I got it pulled up.
Oh.
You got it pulled up too?
Yeah.
Oh, this is AI. Hold on. Let's see what AI got to say. AI says cheating is defined as dishonest or unfair behavior that is intended to gain an advantage. It can be used to describe a variety of actions, including academic dishonesty, infidelity in a relationship, or breaking the rules of a game. Okay? So that's a great definition right there. That being said, is there a better way to be cheated? Wait, that was the question, right? Is there a better way to be cheated on? Is there a better way to be cheated on? No, I think it's all bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all bad. I think it's all wrong.
I think sometimes cheating to me, I feel like is more than just a sexual act. Most of the time people feel like, okay, I was talking and texting this woman, but I didn't cheat on her. I didn't sleep with her. I didn't touch her. You're still cheating. You're cheating with your actions because you're stepping outside of the other person that you're with. You're cheating because of your mindset. You're thinking and you're pondering on that. And then you're cheating because you're breaking the covenant that God has set between you and your significant other, you and your wife. Okay? So yeah, when I say, is there a better way to be cheated on? Because some people will not tolerate you sexually cheating on them, but emotionally cheating on them, I'm out of there. Or some people that will tolerate, if he sleeps with another woman, then it's done. I can't deal with him. But he puts his hands on you, but he verbally abuses you, but he emotionally can't satisfy not one need of yours. Because let's be real about it, a lot of times it's very hard for males to satisfy a woman's needs because they just don't know about it. They haven't pushed themselves to be outside of their comfort. Because most of the time, a woman's emotional needs goes against that man's natural habit, like natural, what I'm trying to say, like his natural aura. Yeah. So that like a man be able to satisfy a woman emotional, a lot of men aren't able to do it because it's not something that's easy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm in an emotional frenzy. It's pushing up against you. Like it's pushing you to get past your emotion, like what you personally feel to be able to be there for me or vice versa. So that's what I mean when I'm saying like, for you, like, how do you feel about pretty much the people that would be like, oh, I'll settle for this version of cheating, but not that version of cheating?
Yeah, so for me personally, I think cheating is unacceptable either way, whether it be emotional, physical, spiritual. Like, I think it's unacceptable and wrong in any sense. However, if you're forcing my hand and having me to choose which way I would rather be cheated on, I would say I would rather be emotionally cheated on than physically cheated on.
Yeah.
Because just the thought of that makes me itch. So just the thought of being physically cheated on makes me itch. So, but anyway, the whole point here is, I wanted to address when we were having the conversation the other day. I was just we were talking about, you were giving a story about Dr. Cheyenne and her counseling couples individually so that, they can become whole as an individual and then bring that wholeness to the relationship. So it can be two whole individuals coming together and becoming one, as opposed to half of like a 50% and a 50% coming together and making 100%. Right. No, it's 100% coming together and make a whole new 100%. Right? It's not 200%. It's them coming together as 100% each, coming together and making a whole new 100%. Like there's a completely different relationship that's formed once they become one.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I had said to you that I believe that being emotionally unavailable, which is usually more common with men, being emotionally unavailable is a form of cheating. Right? It's like cheating is not just, we looked up the definition, right? Acting dishonestly or unfairly, right? It is unfair for a man to not be there emotionally for his wife.
Yeah.
It is dishonest for a man to not be there emotionally for his wife.
But then, just to chime in a little bit, then we're talking about like, okay, so I think like if you're physically cheating on your partner, that's called infidelity.
That is. There's two different definitions.
And then you look it up and it says infidelity, also known as cheating, is when someone is emotionally or physically unfaithful to their partner. So it's always been an emotional and physical thing, but the physical thing has always been amplified. The physical cheating has always been like, that is what cheating is. And no, it's always generated back to the emotional thing.
Yeah. Because infidelity or cheating, I mean, they're two different words, okay? But I guess culturally speaking, we kind of blend it together, but they are two different words on purpose. So infidelity, the action or state of being unfaithful to a person. You can be unfaithful to somebody physically. You could be unfaithful to someone emotionally. You can even be unfaithful to someone spiritually, right? If you're not available in any of those areas, physically, emotionally, or spiritually, if you're not available to your partner in any of those areas, you're being unfaithful, right? There is a need that's not being met in a particular area. And specifically speaking to men, right? To any of my men listening here, I want to say, first of all, I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you as a person. I may be judging your actions, but not you as a person. As a man or as men, we are not necessarily taught how to be emotionally unavailable for a woman. Emotionally available for a woman. We're not necessarily taught either directly by a mentor or a father or somebody, or culturally. Like culture doesn't teach men how to be emotionally available for a woman. They don't teach that. I haven't heard any lessons on that, right? I haven't heard it. It's not saying it's not out there. I just haven't heard it, right? Yeah. That's not something that's talked about. Like there's no guidance. There's no men out here that are showing other men how to be emotionally available for their woman, right? That's a reason, but it's not an excuse, okay? Because when you talk to your spouse, when you talk to your partner, as you should be doing, because communication is key, when you talk to them and they tell you the things that they need from you emotionally, or they tell you the areas that you're not satisfying, right? Once that communication takes place, then you no longer have an excuse as to not knowing or not taking the steps necessary to fulfill that need. There's no longer an excuse. And I know that there are a lot of men that say, I've heard this over and over and over again. What she tripping? Right? I guess that's the phrase to summarize everything. So when it comes to emotional availability, a lot of men are, as I said, they're not trained. They're not aware that that's a responsibility that they need to take on and embrace. But if you have a good woman, she's going to encourage you to take on that responsibility. She's going to force it out of you.
She's going to require it.
It's going to be a requirement, and you're going to have to do it, right? Because you are the man. God gave you broad shoulders for a reason. Like, you're supposed to carry all of that and embrace it, right? Not complain about it. You just got to embrace it and do what you're supposed to do as a man. Here's the thing. It's very, very difficult to be a woman in society. Okay? Unfortunately, nowadays, women are looked down on. They're not treated the same way. They're not valued the same way they were valued 50 to 100 years ago. Right? Unfortunately. Now
they weren't even valued at all 50 to 100 years ago.
No, they were. No, women were
in their role, valued. In their role and what they brought to society, yes, but not in the aspect of what they could truly, like if they truly wanted to do something outside of what was a social norm.
Yeah.
Like women were appreciated if women did what women were told to do.
I think women were valued. I think women were valued the way women should be valued more 50, 100 years ago than they are now. Here's what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
50 to 100 years ago, women's primary responsibility was in the home.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't like it was uncommon for women to be out working a job, right? Or doing something of their own. Like that was uncommon. Like it was like very traditional in a sense that the man goes out and works and the woman takes care of the home. Right? I think traditionally speaking, that is the way that it's been designed, and that's the way that it's most effective for a household to flourish. Why? Because women are nurturers and men are providers, right? Men are protectors and providers. Not saying that a woman can't be what a woman can't step into a man's role and a man can't step into a woman's role. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, traditionally speaking, those roles were respected much more 50 to 100 years ago. Mm-hmm. So now, because society has forced women to be independent and to be go-getters and to go out and do their own thing. Nothing wrong with that. But because they've forced women by the culture to go out and be this independent woman, now a lot of women have this mindset that they don't need a man, or when they do get into a relationship, they don't want to submit to a man because they feel like they don't need him. They feel like, hey, I can go out and do my own thing. Yeah. Right? I don't need you. I don't need this tension that's building up. I don't need to stay in this relationship. I don't need this. I don't need you. Right? That took me off my point. I forgot the point that I was making before I even started saying that. When I said 50 to 100 years ago, women were valued more than they're valued now. Dag nabbit.
That's okay, because actually you said that and I have something else to say about what you said.
All
because I feel like 50 to 100 years ago, women were, once, like after that time frame and the time frame we are now, I feel like women pushed them own self into that, because although that was the structure, with that type of structure and not have that woman not having the freedom to think and choose what she wanted to do. And it's kind of like you're born into that role. You be a wife, you be a mother, and you serve. You don't do anything catered to you for real, and you'll be taken care of. You won't have to work. You won't have to do this. I don't feel like society necessarily pushed women into that role. I feel like women put themselves in the role because with the structure of how it was in a way that was really only satisfactory towards the men and the children. The woman was like put on the back burner. And I feel like now women have been put on the, like, you create the type of woman that you want to be. You be who you be. You have that freedom, quotations, okay, to do that. So I feel I agree and I understand what you're saying, but I most definitely see like the woman perspective of it. Like I don't feel like it was forced. We were forced into that role. We chose to go into that role, and when we decided to go into that role, it has been pushed. It's pushed back on every level. From then, 50, 100 years ago, to now, it's pushed back because we've decided to step into that role. We decided to step into the working role. A lot of it is choice. However, I get what you're saying as far as, whenever, that's the whole point of it. Certain needs not being met by a man. I mean, on either parties, and it's pushing your hand. Let's go get him.
Our son is crying, y'all.
Yeah.
1 second. Well, here's what I would say. women are receivers, men are givers. Okay? That is why a man has the
today, buckos.
That is why the man inserts and the woman receives.
Oh my god!
Because I was trying to figure out how to say it. Okay, I didn't want to be too vulgar, but hey, it's natural. So women are receivers and men are givers. Okay, so we take that simple concept and idea in truth, and we apply it to everyday life. Men have the responsibility of giving, and women have the responsibility of receiving. So what happens when a man gives? When a man gives, a man is doing his part.
A woman receives.
When a woman receives, a woman takes what she receives
and gives
and multiplies. Right? She takes what she receives and multiplies it. You give a woman some food, she'll make a meal. You give a woman a house, she'll turn it into a home. You give a woman a seed, she'll bring one of these. Okay? So that's the reality of the situation. Okay? So that being said, this is what I was saying. Okay. Hey, I'm back, y'all. Listen, this is what I was saying. Women, it's very difficult to be a woman in society.
Ow.
It's okay. Maybe this sounds sexist.
Just saying, I help you.
Yeah, don't help me out. Help me out. Hey, don't judge me. Pray for me. Okay? It's very difficult to be a woman in society. I believe it's even more difficult to be a man. Is it not?
I knew you were about to say that.
You're not a man. Okay?
You're not a woman.
I'm not. But I'm saying that
Speak on it.
I know that it's very difficult to be a woman. But the reason I say it's even more difficult to be a man is because women have an opportunity, and it's socially acceptable for a woman to talk about their problems, and for a woman to seek counsel, and for a woman to have a relationship with other women where they can discuss what they're going through. That's not socially acceptable for men. I think it's becoming more socially acceptable.
Now it is.
But a lot of times men have to deal with things internally, and not even deal with them, just let things build up internally, and eventually they either implode or explode, right? And it may be a vocal explosion on somebody that doesn't even deserve it. It may be a physical explosion, or it may be an internal implosion where they start having health issues, right? Or maybe they lose their mind, right? So that's why I say it's more difficult to be a man, but it's very, very difficult to be a woman, right? If that sounds sexist, y'all forgive me, but I'm trying to explain what I mean.
I'm just saying, why does it have to be one is more difficult than the other?
I just explained it.
But I feel like they're equally different, difficult in its own. Because you know what he wants.
I know exactly what he wants. You can't get that right now, bro. But you can lay down right here.
Yeah, I feel like as being a man, that's something that I'll never be able to understand because I'm not a man. Mm-hmm. It was not meant for me to understand the aspect of being able to actually feel everything that y'all go through.
I got it, y'all.
Okay.
I got it. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got it. There are certain areas in life where it's much more difficult to be a man.
Yes.
There are certain areas in life where it is much more difficult to be a woman. Come on now. Give me some. See how I cleaned it up right there?
Yeah, there you go. I knew you was going to work through it because what you said couldn't have been with you. Already know. But that's where right here.
Yeah, so that's what I meant.
Okay.
That's what I meant when I said what I said. But there's certain areas in life, for example, the example that I gave, right? Women have community. It's okay for women to have community and talk about their problems and things that they're going through. Men don't have community like that. We don't have, the only way we'll have community is if we go into a church.
Women don't really have community.
That's a lie.
Let me say it. Okay. Yeah. Women don't necessarily have this healthy community that is advertised like we do. We don't. A lot of the groups, a lot of the women, it's a bunch of judgment. It's a bunch of, well, why don't you do this? Well, you should be doing this, or why do you go like this, or why? It's a bunch of toxicity that are inside of women communities. Now, like, it's more healthy ones because, of course, you can pick and choose which community you want to be in. So is it more available options in order to, like, for a woman to be able to go inside of whatever community and complain or talk or vent about, you know, her issues and what she's feeling? Yes, but it's not always the, like, most productive. It's not always the most God ordained or like this healthy version of that.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I'm a man, so I know that community is not common for men to vocalize and talk about the things that they're going through as men. Even if men had a community to vocalize and talk about things, a lot of men won't even do it because of pride, right, and ego. They won't even talk about their problems because I'm a man, right? I ain't talking about my problems. I don't got to voice my problems, right? But women, it's a complete opposite. Women will get on the phone and talk about everything that they're going through with a friend. It doesn't like a community could just be one person. Yeah. Right. But you have somebody that you can get on the phone with and talk about your problems to. And y'all, girl, I understand this and that. And y'all can like have a conversation. Yeah. I don't necessarily have somebody that I can call and just talk about my problems. Because men, like, we have a lot of problems that we're dealing with ourselves. And we don't necessarily just want to be on the phone talking about them. We're trying to like find solutions by ourselves as opposed to talking about it. And there's nothing wrong with talking about it. I think we need to talk about it. Yeah. But because men are wired a certain way, we're more solution oriented. So we don't necessarily want to talk about the things that we're going through. We want to do something about the things that we're going through. And doing something about it is not always the most productive thing. Sometimes you just need to vocalize it. Yeah. Right. So anyway.
I just want to speak for myself. I don't have nobody that I can call and be like, oh man, let me tell you what is
that is not the truth.
I don't. Yeah, don't hit it in your face. Go shut the door.
We got 3 kids, y'all. One is 5, going on 35. Yeah. Another one is 2, going on 22. 21. Yeah, and we got this 8-month-old right here. That on 1. Yeah, that's grown. So they keep running in and out. Y'all hear them in the background. That's what's going on. Yeah. If you're new here, if you're not new here, you understand.
You know what it is. But back to what I was saying.
You're saying you want to speak for yourself. You don't have somebody that you.
Oh yes, okay. And you say yes you. No, I have people that I be on the phone with for that long. Because I'm helping them through their problems. But I don't sit up there and be like, man, me and John been going through this today. Man, I got this going on. Blah, blah, blah. I keep it very much so at the surface. Me talking about my problems be very much so probably like 10% of the conversation. The other 90% of it is whoever I'm on the phone with venting or talking to me about their issues and their problems.
That's a choice that you make, though. That's a conscious choice that you make not to talk about your problems.
Yeah,
because if you wanted to talk about your problems to one of your friends, they would very well sit there and hear you talk about, and they would do that. Yeah, that's not necessarily like a choice that I make. That's like I don't really have those options like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's a conscious choice. You see what I'm saying? So that's the distinction that I'm making.
I'm glad you're not losing.
We've been going for a little while. Yeah. This is a topic that we could discuss.
It's pretty much needs to be a segment because we're trying to cram all of these just different levels to cheating and how it can lead to so much, how cheating is underneath the bracket of so many different other emotions and actions. And it's just like, yeah, so I get what you're saying. Yeah. You don't have no one to actually talk on the phone to even have that conversation. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really have those options like that.
God is going to send us some friends, married friends with children, close by. Same goals, same thing aligned. Because let me tell you something. I'm not getting on the phone. I'm not being to nobody that I don't even see a glimpse of admiration in.
Yeah.
I'm not venting to you about anything that's going on with me and in my household. If one, I know spiritually you are not equipped. I need prayer. I don't need to sit up there.
I don't want to gossip.
I don't want to gossip. This ain't that.
Yeah.
I'm irritated. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. Pray for me. Bring me a snack. Come get the kids. Like
that part.
All this. Those are solutions.
Yeah.
Me just shouting out and venting about it for you to be like, oh, well, I don't really understand or know. I don't know what to say. That's gonna piss me off. So I just don't say.
That's good. Listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Cheating is not just sexual. Say it with me. Cheating is not just sexual.
One more time.
Cheating is not just sexual.
That's good right there.
It's emotional. All of that.
Yeah. So listen, y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, comment. Emphasis on comment, y'all. We want to hear what y'all got to say.
I don't want to.
People be texting me their comments.
Why are you texting me your comments? Where I watched this episode. You telling me everything we said in the episode.
Just comment. It's okay.
But you don't want to come in and like.
We engage back with y'all.
We really do.
Yeah. Y'all comment. We want to hear what y'all got to say. If you agree or disagree. Right, we welcome all of it. Just
all of that.
As long as you're respectful.
Come correctly.
You know what I mean? We good. So, y'all like, comment, subscribe, share. Turn your notifications on. Our children want to be in this video so bad. Come on.
So bad.
No, come here. For those that are new here, we want to introduce y'all to our children.
I feel like every time she comes here, she has this dress on. Then the last week she had that one on.
This is our son, Nazir Zane. He's sleeping right now. Yeah. So we got Nazir Zane. This is our 8-month-old baby.
In the middle moment.
We have Naomi Elise.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Okay. No, come right here.
We got Naomi Elise right here. That's our 2-year-old going on 22. And then here's our firstborn.
What's your name?
My baby Noelle Victoria.
Noelle Victoria, child of God.
And is.
Noelle Victoria, she's a child of God, in case y'all ain't hear it.
What you got to say? Say something. Okay, no, we're going to say something. What you got to say to the people?
And then you have to be in the podcast, and then be in the phone, and then you be on the phone. Excuse me, lady. Right there, package, doing too much.
Okay.
Okay, say bye. Say bye.
Bye. What the?
Here. Say bye. Say bye, Naomi.
Give me the mic.
Bye. Peace and blessing. Bye.
Listen.
She's doing the outro. Say bye.
Bye.
See you later.
I love crocodile.
Listen.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.